Okay, I have two response videos for the same topic, but different people. And one I've only watched so far. I haven't watched the other one yet. So, the first one up is Nylah says. Nylah says, well, Nylah Vibes, I'm sorry if her name is Nylah Vibes, I think she did change her name, didn't she? Or maybe it's Nylah Says. Either way, I'm saying both names, so you get who I'm talking about. So she made a video on Cardi B, and she basically was extremely triggered by the fact that Cardi B basically was trying to tell a club not to discriminate against black women. She tried to act like, the first thing I heard from her was, she's asking, why didn't Cardi B say, let us in? Well, you do understand Cardi B is a very big celebrity that's supposed to be at that club to perform, so clearly they were letting her in. That would be a dumb thing to say, and obviously she's not, she wouldn't say that. I think it's quite weird to me. Very weird. Nylah says she's not black or whatever, but Nylah says looks exactly like Cardi B. Like, okay, then Nylah, you should stop talking as a black woman, because you literally look exactly like Cardi B. Only thing different is Cardi B is prettier. And that's just how it is. A lot of celebrities are prettier than a lot of other people. There's no need to be saying that the lady is not black or that she's racist. She even racist because she says she was black. And then this lady has the audacity to go and say Naomi Campbell is black, but Cardi B is not black. Naomi Campbell, who has a whole Asian grandmother. Like, she has a whole grandparent that is not black at all. Cardi B's grandparents are all part black at least. At least half of them are fully black. But anyway, and I know people never pay attention to this. She's not even fully Dominican. The lady is half Afro-Caribbean, Trinidadian, and half Dominican. If she's not black, Nicki Minaj isn't black. Rihanna isn't black. I mean, they have more non-black ancestry straight up next to their ancestor because they have a grandparent that is non-black completely. So, I mean, like, if we are talking about who's mixed here, we basically are going to include a lot of people we claim as black, and honestly, it's just weird on a whole phenotype issue where she acts like Cardi B doesn't look black, but somehow Nylah looks black. Somehow Nylah can talk for dark-skinned black women when she's like almost the same color as Cardi B. They could literally wear the same foundation. No one would notice. To me, it sounds more like there's some kind of jealousy, if anything. Because there's so much vitriol coming off of her, you know, and I notice a lot of people within their own phenotype will have these little skirmishes where the two people might look phenotypically similar, but the other one person will have more hate towards another person, just because one person looks a smidgen less black than them. Just a smidgen, too. It's never a big amount because they're in the same phenotype category. As you can see, Nylah has the same phenotypical features as Cardi does. She has the same wider nose. Their noses are actually kind of similar, honestly. High cheekbones, and the lips, you know. Cardi has bigger lips, honestly, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. They have Afrocentric features. They just happen to be lighter skinned black people in both cases. So it's just weird to me. I mean, like, know who you are. You look in the mirror. You know you don't see a dark skinned black woman. And on top of it, you are implying that dark skin implies being black by saying Naomi Campbell, who has an Asian grandmother, is a black woman, but Cardi isn't because she's lighter. Okay, then obviously Nylah, you're not black either, because you literally are taking people's blackness away because of a skin tone. Because it's not about race, because they both have black mothers. Their fathers, one would debate, are mixed, but how mixed is Cardi B's father? We don't even know unless he takes a DNA test. He's multi-generationally mixed. That means he could be anything. There are Dominicans who take tests that are 60% black. And then there are Dominicans who take tests that are like 20% black. Either way, it's mixed with black. And you can say, oh, I saw him. And to say that means he was this amount of black. That's stupid as fuck. I mean it too. Because I mean, like, I know people in my family who look just like him or whiter. And they come from two black parents, and one of their parents is 95% black. They are most likely within the 70 to 80% black range. So saying someone looks a certain way is stupid. Go back to school. Because otherwise, if you're dumb enough to not even know that looks got nothing to do with your genetics, you need to go back to school where they teach about genetics and the pea pods and Mendeleev. And if you don't understand any of that, you got some issues. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Basically, to me, it's just like it's built in ignorance. And saying someone identifying as black is racist is ignorant. Because how are you going to tell someone else how to identify? Especially when they have a black mother and a mixed Hispanic father. That doesn't make any sense. They have every right to choose to identify as black if they want to. They have a black parent and a mixed race parent. Mind your own business, seriously. And, you know, as trying to speak for all black Americans is just a boneheaded claim and excuse of a way to try and exclude someone from being black. Well, how are you going to try and claim that someone is black and that someone is not black, and that all black Americans don't see Cardi B as black? I literally definitely do see Cardi B as black. I've always seen Cardi B as black. I show Cardi B to my mother. My mother sees her as black. Look at Cardi without a wig or makeup on. You obviously can see she is a black woman. What is wrong with you that you have to try and show her with a whole bunch of makeup and hair that isn't even naturally hers and try and claim that that's how she looks to make a certain narrative? We've seen her natural hair texture. We've seen her without makeup. She looks like a beautiful black woman who happens to have light skin. And by the way, her skin isn't even all that light skinned. It's just light. Like, there's plenty of people who are lighter skinned than her, and, you know, they're still black. Tisha Campbell is lighter than her. She's still a black person. And she has light eyes. And honestly, she has less African features than Cardi B does, for sure. Definitely. But she's still a black woman. She's not mixed. So it's just, to me, ignorant and stupid. People are trying to go about doing this. Excuse me. When, in reality, you know, they know that, you know, most black people would see her as black. The only thing is, she's been marketed as a Latina because of her accent and her style and things of that nature. But looking at her, she looks like a black person, and since she identifies as a black person, I think people should respect that. The fact that she was having an issue with the club not accepting black women, well, of course she would. I mean, from what I just said, obviously, if you're a black woman and you have seen someone being discriminated in that regard, there would be an issue. So to me, I mean, like, that's not a shock, and I'm happy that she responded positively towards it. I mean, not positively to their not positive to their way of excluding black women, but I mean, it was a positive outcome for black women that were trying to get into that club. But to me, it's just like weird when people act this way. Completely odd. And then try and include us black Americans as if we all have the same perspective and beliefs. Plenty of people in our families as black Americans are much less black looking than Cardi B. I have cousins that are literally white passing. Well, one cousin that's literally white passing. And his father is very white passing. Like, literally, I don't see black people who look like him. I see white people who look like him. If, like, I run into someone in the store and he happens to look like him, it's a white guy who looks like him. It's just what it is, you know. There are black people probably that look like him, but I'm saying that it's rare. But the point is, you know, there's a lot of black people that do look like other races and are still considered black because they have two black parents. And it's not from multi-generationally mixing. Sometimes some families have it where there'll be a person who is very, very, very light-skinned, and who knows why that person is light-skinned. It could have started with a mixed person 3 generations back. But if you think of it, a biracial person has a kid with someone, and they're very white passing, that kid has a chance of looking like that parent. And then you do it again after with that kid has a kid with another black person, and you know, they could have a kid that looks just like them, and it keeps going down the generations. It can be carried through generations, basically. By that point, you could have someone who's like 80-90% black while looking very fair-skinned, you know. That doesn't mean someone is mixed just because they have different features. I get the feeling from Nylah says that she would be the type that would think if you don't have exactly her face, you must be a mixed person, when that's got nothing to do with it. Heck, you could probably do a DNA test on her, and she's probably going to be a lot more mixed than many people who have much narrower features than her, or more ambiguous features than her, and with her skin tone. So, I mean, like, people trying to claim that, like, my phenotype is the standard to blackness. No, it's not. We all have different phenotypes, and trying to act like, you know, it's this or it's that is ignorant, because you're going to end up out of it just like Nylah says, where, you know, she's literally very similar in complexion to Cardi B, yet she's trying to distance herself, and she's cutting herself out of her own idea of blackness by trying to exclude other black women like Cardi B. So that's all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching, and bye.